It's Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with your succulent tip of the day, and I am behind the lens again on this beautiful Sunday fun day. Such a sweet story. As I walk Bentley in the neighborhood in the mornings, this lovely lady with this big smile passes me and says, "Hi, Bentley." And I think to myself, how does she know my dog's name? And then it occurred to me, she must be a follower. But respecting me and respecting my privacy, she never spoke until today, because I had invited you all in a video recently that if you see me, please say hello, because I really do want to get to know you. So I got to get to know Ann and Art, my neighbors, right across the golf course. And Ann's husband said, "You need to come over and see her garden." And I thought she was going to punch him in the throat. But I'm so glad I did. You guys, this is such a spectacular garden. It is just a mixed medium planting. She's done everything right. Ann has only been here for 4 years too. And you mentioned to me that this was all grass, Ann?
Yes, everything had grass, all the front, the sides. And I knew that with our water issue that could not stay.
Absolutely. And did you have a master plan when you came in here to start gardening?
No, I don't do plans because it kind of slows me down, and I just like to find things as I go. And if I like something, I put it in.
You know, Ann is so humble, and she loves plants, but she has married collector and designer. She has got hundreds of different types of plants, succulents and perennials and annuals galore, but look at how she has put everything together so magnificently. What really struck me in this front yard were two things. One, her masterful use of artificial turf. See, I mean, this is just such a great example for homeowners all over the country that are afraid to take out their lawns and might not want to put in an entire, lawn of plastic grass. Ann's just done a little wavy, kind of kidney-shaped pad up there that's all softly designed with low-growing perennials and shrubs and staged pottery. And look at those pillows on the bench, that pop of color. This is just so incredibly inviting. And you mentioned that, you come out here to play. It doesn't feel like work.
No, it is not work for me. I can spend an entire day out here, and on my breaks I go in and I watch YouTube and do more gardening sitting on my couch.
That's amazing. Another thing that was so inspiring about Ann and her garden, when we look at all of these plants, I asked her, well, how are you watering? And she has got an ingenious gray water system in play, don't you, Ann?
Yes, it's very simple. It's the washing machine. It empties into a basin in the garage, and I just have water hoses strung up all over the place. You'll kind of see them, and I try to hide them. And that's what I use mainly to water, but I do have to use some regular water also, but very little.
It's amazing. Amazing. And her plants look so good. I was horrified when I saw this pine tree on the slope, but I didn't want to be rude and say anything. And she beat me to it. She said, "Don't worry, it's not staying. We're just letting it grow until Christmas, and then we're going to take it out, bring it in the house, decorate it." So that made me feel a lot better. This slope, you found some Agave Attenuatas that were gifted to you doing a little community service. And I've often talked about what a great idea attenuatas are on a slope, and here you go. Just look at how stately they are, and they really don't require much. You can pop them in as cuttings and just get on with it. So she's in the process of figuring out this slope. Ann doesn't want to have to climb up and down, up and down, up and down. And so she's looking for strategies that'll, pretty much take care of themselves. So I did suggest that she pull some boulders in up here just to kind of anchor the space, put them out kind of in a checkerboard fashion, and then plant around the boulders. pull in some crassulas and some portulacarias and more attenuatas and things that will pretty much take care of themselves and grow themselves with very little care or water. Now, as we get further back into the backyard, ooh, that's a pretty rock. Look at that.
Okay,
did you put that there yourself?
No, I was trying to put a plant in there and I hit something, a rock, and I thought, oh my gosh, there's a rock here. So I scooted the dirt and I kept going and I kept going, and that's the result of it. Now I have to figure out how to plant around it so that it doesn't look so messy.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. She has excavated a boulder, my friends. More attenuatas, meticulous palm trees, beautiful jacaranda, just softness, height, everywhere. Anne is the queen of the vignette too. You know, you can just tell when you're back here, the care and the nurture and the thought that went into every square inch of this garden. She has littles too. She's got a grandchild, so she has hidden her cactus back here, which I completely understand. She doesn't want, you know, her kids to fall on the pokies. Look at that giant pharaoh cactus. How old is that again?
40 years old.
Years old. So once she feels comfortable, that'll come out and be showcased in the yard. But for now, it's just kind of hibernating back there. Look, she's got a lactea crest too. Isn't that a gorgeous thing? Gorgeous, not a mark upon it. And this lactea, we were laughing because, you know, I'm all about the crests now and the grafted cactus and euphorbias. So we were talking about that. That was fun. I was asking Anne about this eucalyptus, this silver dollar eucalyptus in this blue pot. And I was absolutely fascinated by the point of this. Because see, this is where she marries the collector and the designer. Look at how she has trained this tree. It's so cool. And what was your thought process on this, Anne?
Okay, I like eucalyptus. I like the aromatherapy of it. I also like it in like dried. I like it in flower arrangements. And I knew I couldn't put this in the ground because I have eucalyptus across the street from me that are probably 80 feet tall. I don't know how tall those are.
Woo, way up in the sky.
So I knew I couldn't do that with this. So I thought, all right, I'm going to put it in a pot. I'm going to cut as I need or want to use. And then when the plant finally gives up and says, I can't wear these tight shoes anymore, I thought, okay, then I'll just let it go. But until then, I like having it. It's so pretty.
That's just genius. I love that. I absolutely love that. And then I'm noticing this incredible fountain here up against the wall with the beautiful succulents in it that frankly may not love the sun, and this gets hit pretty hard. So I was so impressed with Anne's green thumb, and then she told me her secret here.
Okay, these are all in individual pots, just the little black nursery pots. And what I do is I put them down on the ground here where they get a little more shade, filtered shade. And then if I'm going to have someone come over, I just come out and just pop them in there, and I have a little variegated little pot there, plant there.
That's so smart. I love it. And you've got a water meter?
Oh yes, I use this.
I've never seen one of these before.
Oh, I love it. I use this a lot. It helps a lot.
Okay.
And I use it because I overwater things often. Mm-hmm. And this helps me kind of pull back a little bit.
And can this be purchased online? Or did you get it at a box store or a garden center?
I think I got this at Home Depot.
Okay.
I've seen them at Walmart. I've seen them everywhere.
All right. Well, there you go, guys. If you're having some struggles
like
with
$10.
the water, get you a meter.
Yep.
There you go. And don't judge Anne for this wisteria because she has footings under here. So this is like a giant pot where these agapanthus and that wisteria is. It's all concrete. The roots of this aren't going anywhere, and I am here for this because I love me some wisteria. And this she put in is, what was it, like a 4-inch plant, and it's just taken off like gangbusters.
Yep.
Any flowers yet?
No, not yet.
Do you know if it's going to be white or purple?
No, it's purple.
It is purple, okay. Because there's Japanese, there's Chinese, there's all kinds of different types. But yes, and then her little sedums. Look, she's growing these adorable little sedums here in the shade. This is Dasyphilum major. This is one of my favorites, and I can't sustain it to save my life. It always dies back for me in the summer. But Anne's got pots and pots of it. She has such a green thumb. I mean, just look, take it in, guys. See how she has just brought in pops of color. I am in love with her balls. Look at those things. Isn't that stunning? And then she's got those pops of beautiful colored pillows out front. Her pot, oh, beautiful river rock there. And this beautiful display of succulents. Look at that. That looks like something you'd see at Rogers Gardens right there. How stunning. And then she loves color, but she's so restrained. Rock's repetition restraint, and the queen of restraint. But look at that coleus. Isn't that so pretty? Oh gosh, just so many things to see. She grows food. She's got citrus. She's got herbs. And this is her playground. Look at this beautiful, beautiful. These are very unusual containers with these succulents in them. What in the world are those, Anne?
Those are lamp parts. I wanted, at the time, I wanted just something different, and I wanted to recycle. So these are parts of lamps, and they have a hole in them because that's how you tie them up to the electrical.
Yeah.
And I just, both these here.
Love it. Just love it. Look at this. So she is really also capitalized beautifully on all of her microclimates. And just standing here in this corner, it's a good 10 degrees cooler than it is out in the sun. So she's figured it out. She's figured out what works where in her garden after just a few years of living here. You had mentioned that there was grass all over here on the side too, huh?
Yes, all this was grass here. All this was grass right here.
Wow. All this in here. This whole patio.
The patio was all grass.
Yuck. This is so much better because, you know, I'm always talking about staging vignettes in your garden too. And look what Anna's done. I mean, she's got all these lovely places to sit. I mean, she could comfortably entertain a dozen or more people out here in this yard. Very, very comfortably. This is so fantastic. Aw, look at this little succulent fountain right here. So pretty. And then we've got our pebbles. So she's figuring it out too, you know, how to create interesting rockways, pathways. One of the things that she's done here that I think is really, really impressive is she's taken this hedge, and I said, what is all this? What is this, like jute string? What is going on? What is this? This is everywhere. And then it occurred to me, she is training this plant to do what, Anne?
It used to be a wall of privet here, and it didn't give any shade to my plants. So I limbed it up so I could see the structure of the shrub, and then I pulled these over, trying to train them so that they can shade my more shade-loving plants down here.
Genius. Also smart. Dang, I am just beyond inspired. And then what kind of citrus is this?
That's an orange tree.
Aw, so pretty. Look at that.
And the lemon's there and the lime's over there.
So she's got oranges, lemons, and limes. And then she's got a beautiful little basket or pot of herbs here. How pretty is this? Got her herbs so she can come out and pick. And then a little bird bath for the critters there. Look at this. So every square inch of Anne's garden is intentional. It just calls you to walk it. And That's a designer where you can create vignettes and you can create a space that just draws people in and makes them want to look and makes them want to stay. Check out that coleus. How about that? Under that clivia. That's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Even her trash cans look good. Ugh. Ugh. And then, you know, boulders, pebbles, pots. This, you can just tell that, you know, she takes such extraordinarily loving care. Was this Diamondia here, or
Yes,
did you plant this?
it was here.
Okay, and it's working.
Yep.
This
And-
has been a hit and a miss for me.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is happy. And Anne knew my struggles from watching the videos with my string of pearls, and she potted up some pearls for me. Look at that. These were just cuttings, and she stuck it like a ponytail. She stuck the ends in the soil, and then she just kind of laid the strings around on top, and they've all rooted, and they're so healthy. And I am so tickled to add this to my very, very, very minimal pearl collection at home, because I love this plant, but I just have not had luck with it. But now that we're in Vista and I have a shady entry much like hers, I'm growing it really successfully. So I really appreciate that addition to my little collection. Oh, look, a little Bougainvillea.
Yes,
Look at you.
I've put one there, and I put one on the other side, and hopefully they'll
Woo.
join up on top.
When did you
across
plant
here.
these? Oh, here's
Just
another one.
maybe a month and a half ago.
Awesome. I hope it works. Let's all keep a good thought for Anne, because what a pretty, pretty, pretty thing that would be to have those Bougainvillea join up over here.
Hot pink.
Hot pink.
Oh, I
Nice.
can't wait. Can't wait.
Nice, nice. And Anne was asking me too about my Bougainvillea. And no, I haven't forgotten it. I am going to show you guys. It's very much alive and well outside the kitchen window. I was just waiting for it to bloom a little more prolifically before I showed you. But I promise we will get to that. These Bougainvillea recurvata are adorable. I love them. Where did you find those adorable pillows?
Walmart, Winco,
Amazing.
just here and there.
Just the perfect pop of color. And look at how great the Agave Attenuatas are in a mixed medium garden. Look at how they lend so much structure against the softness of the grasses and the birds. You just can't have too many of these. And you have an interesting story too about how you acquired your Attenuatas.
Yes, it was on the property line, and it was sitting. This one was sitting. It had gotten so big, it was sitting on top of the fire hydrant that we have there in front. I looked at that and I thought, oh, that's not very safe. So I came out and I was cutting it so I could plant it here and leave the others. And my neighbor came out and he says, we don't like that. Do you like that? And I said, yes, I like it. And he says, oh, we don't necessarily need to keep it. And I said, okay, I'll take it out. And those are the ones that I've put on my hill back there.
Love it. Love it. So ask your neighbors, guys. You could have some really valuable succulent plants just for the asking. Well, Anne, I cannot thank you enough. It was such a kismet situation this morning that our paths happened to cross. I got up a little early to walk Bentley this morning, because I usually miss Anne because I get out later than she does. But there she was. She stopped to chat. It's Sunday Fun Day. She's my neighbor. And this is what it is all about. Thank you so much for your hospitality. We appreciate it. Be sure and share a lot of love for Anne in the comments. This has been Laura Eubanks of Design for Serenity with Anne and Vista and your succulent tip of the day. Bye, guys.